Hey, I'm Jayme Hall, and we have a special guest in studio with us right now. Alison Redford is here. Good morning, Alison.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
Hey, it's so good to have you back in studio. You were here before, but when we were at our old building.
That's right, upstairs.
Exactly. So you don't no stairs to climb today. You can
That's
come
right. That's
take a look at our new establishment. And you're in Okotoks for a pretty special reason today. So let's just dive right into it. What's going on?
Well, there were two things today, actually. The first was to go to Foothills Comp and to make an announcement with respect to a refurbishment there. You know, we made a commitment in the last election to refurbish 70 schools and build 50 new schools. And today we announced the 69th of 70 refurbishments, which will be a $28 million refurbishment to the comp. It's going to deal with HVAC, creating new shops so that the trades training can be bigger and better and faster, and a lot of work with respect to the Fine Arts Academy as well. You know, there's so many people in high school who already have an idea what they want to do in their life, and we want to be able to make sure that they've got the infrastructure to make those choices and start learning and getting those skills as soon as possible. And then, of course, the fun part was they did a performance of the opening scene of the 25th anniversary Putnam County Spelling Bee. So that was pretty fun.
Did you enjoy the spelling bee?
It was very talented, and I have to say, I've made a comment a couple of times that there's a lot of redheads at that school. I noticed that because my daughter's a redhead. So, but yeah, a lot, and they were really talented, and it was fun, and a lot of words I couldn't spell.
So with the money being given to the Foothills Composite High School, I mean, you had mentioned a couple areas that money's going to go to. Now, is there a specific place, or is it up to the school to decide where they need the funding the most?
Well, they've already put a plan in, which they've worked through their school board with in terms of what the needs are for the community and the school. 1,100 kids in that school already. And so this allows them to expand that training space. And so the plan is in place, working with the school division and working with the town to make sure that it makes sense. So they've decided, and we're hoping we can get started in the next 30 days.
Hey, well, awesome for you to come down to the Foothills today and make this announcement. Dan Bascombe's with us in studio as well today, and he has a couple questions for Alison.
Hi.
So, of course, Okotoks has been facing the water shortage problem for a long time, and obviously the growth is continuing. We're getting past almost 30,000 people now. They have just looked into a Calgary treated water pipeline for $120 million. We had talked before about the Water for Life program that covers a large percentage of that.
Yeah.
The last time I spoke to somebody about it, they had talked about it only having a certain amount of money in it. At this point, do you think it'd be possible that a good amount of money could be covered for that program?
Well, I think Water for Life will be an important part of this. I think that what we're dealing with and what the community is dealing with is quite unique. I don't mean that it's exceptional, but we're going to have to look to, I think, more innovative infrastructure approaches to get this done. It is going to be important. It is going to be terribly important for the future growth of the community. And the fact that there's an opportunity to work with Calgary now, I think, is helpful. And as we move forward, I think that Rick McIver, our Minister of Infrastructure, is going to have to sit down with municipal leaders to figure out what this infrastructure can look like. But there is some progress being made now. It is good that we're looking at some of these other options. And I think Water for Life can deal with part of it, probably not all of it. And so there's going to have to be some innovative thinking done there. But we're happy to do that and be part of it.
And looking at something that kind of encompasses all of the foothills is ambulance wait times. A lot of people have mentioned people living in smaller communities like Black Diamond or Turner Valley have seen issues with ambulances either finding the areas that they need them to go to in the rural spots or extended wait times. Because AHS is just kind of one large conglomerate rather than it used to be with the regional. Is there anything that's being looked at there as far as perhaps addressing those issues?
Well, actually, yes, there is, and that's important because one of the things that I talked to our Minister of Health, Fred Horn, about was the fact that even though we do have to change the way that we're providing medical services, we have that incredible hospital now in South Calgary that can provide really top-end, high-tech services for people. Getting people there is important, and we need to have an integrated system. We're not going to go back to a time where there's one ambulance sitting in Black Diamond waiting for a resident of Black Diamond that needs it. We're going to have a dispatch system that moves resources around the region. But one of the things that we've talked about is that what has been introduced and was introduced before the Board of Alberta Health Services was disbanded isn't working. And so the work that Fred Horn is doing is to try to find a better solution to that. We know that we need a different solution here. And so Fred has announced this week a review of some of that. And it's going to have to be done by medical professionals, and municipal leaders will be involved to be part of that dialogue. You know, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that Albertans can get the best possible services from paramedics, or get as quickly as they possibly can to what are some of the best health technology systems in the world. And we want to make sure that that's right. So we're always prepared to be honest and say that if things need to be done differently or better, that that's how systems evolve. And so we're working on that, and I think we'll get some good results.
Excellent.
And with just on that topic as well, I mean, we had a release a little while ago about the amount of times that STARS Air Ambulance was dispatched into the foothills and around this area over the past year. So that is a very good way to get people to where they need to be if they are injured or need to go to the hospital in a timely fashion. So is there any plans moving forward with STARS to work with them maybe more closely, or some more funding available for them?
Well, absolutely. And, you know, I mean, we know this as community members, it's always a really scary thing when you see stars flying, because you know that it means someone's really in crisis.
Mm-hmm.
But they are there, and they are available, and they're an important part of an integrated ambulance system. So as we move forward, we'll continue to use those options. We'll make sure the funding is there for that, so that we can make sure that people get the services they need as soon as they possibly can.
Very cool. Dan, anything else for Alison today?
No, other than thanks for joining us, and awesome to see some money going into my alma mater.
Oh, very good. So I'm told that that Foothills Comp always had a great football team.
They did. Unfortunately, I wasn't on it. I'm not the football type, but we did win a lot of provincial championships.
There you go. Well, people I know on other teams that didn't win those championships told me they had a good football team.
Of course, everybody has the best football team. That's always
Right.
how it works.
Alison Redford, again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day down here in the foothills to stop by the studio and talk to us exactly what it is you are doing here today. And now,
fun.
it wouldn't be a visit from you if we didn't play a song for you. So what would you like to hear on the Eagle for us today?
As I said, it's a big departure from last year. Bay City Rollers, Saturday night.
Saturday night by the Bay City. Okay, we're just going to check. We got to make sure we have it. What if we don't?
I don't know if that's classic rock.
We'd have to go back to the Led Zeppelin from last year.
Or we could do
Pull
Elton
the
John.
same clip where you say that.
Elton John. We got
Elton
lots of
John
Elton.
Saturday night. There
Hold
were
on,
two of them.
I'm nervous and I
And
can't
they both
spell.
wore funny costumes, right?
Bay City Rollers, Saturday night.
There it is. Perfect.
We'll spin it right now for you.
All
Again,
right.
one more time, Allison, thank you so much for
Thanks.
stopping
That
by
was
today.
fun. Have a good day.